Senator Eric Schmitt has sounded the alarm about a concerning trend in the United States. He warns of a vast censorship enterprise that threatens the very foundation of American democracy. This enterprise, he alleges, operates through a network of government agencies, non-governmental organizations, big tech companies, and activist groups. Their goal? To control public discourse and silence dissenting voices. Schmitt's claims, while shocking to some, are rooted in years of observation and legal action. He points to the alleged suppression of information about the Hunter Biden laptop story in the lead-up to the 2020 presidential election as a prime example. The story, which raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest, was met with widespread censorship on social media platforms. Schmitt argues that this censorship was not an isolated incident, but rather part of a larger pattern. He cites the suppression of dissenting views on COVID-19 vaccines and the targeting of conservative media outlets as further evidence of this enterprise at work. The implications of such coordinated censorship, he warns, are dire. If left unchecked, this censorship machine could erode the very principles of free speech and open debate that underpin a healthy democracy. Schmitt's claims therefore demand serious attention and investigation. The future of free speech in America may very well depend on it. Schmitt's allegations extend beyond vague accusations of censorship. He directly implicates specific government agencies in this alleged campaign to silence dissent. Among those named are some of the most powerful intelligence and security agencies in the country, including the CIA, DHS, FBI, NSA, and even FEMA. These agencies, Schmitt argues, are working hand in glove with big tech companies to suppress information deemed unfavorable to the government or its allies. This alleged collusion, he warns, represents a grave threat to the First Amendment rights of Americans. One of the most concerning aspects of Schmitt's allegations is the claim that these agencies are operating with a revolving door between the public and private sectors. Former government officials, he argues, are taking up positions in big tech companies and using their influence to promote censorship. This alleged revolving door, Schmitt warns, creates a dangerous conflict of interest. It allows for the potential for government censorship to continue even after officials leave office. The involvement of these agencies, if true, paints a chilling picture of a government more interested in controlling the narrative than upholding the Constitution. The State Department, through its Global Engagement Center, has also come under fire from Sen Schmitt. He accuses the GEC of playing a central role in the spread of censorship, both domestically and internationally. The GEC, originally tasked with countering foreign propaganda, has allegedly expanded its mandate to include monitoring and suppressing domestic dissent. Schmitt points to the GEC's involvement in the Disinfo Cloud project as evidence of its overreach. This project, he alleges, involved pressuring big tech companies to adopt censorship tools and strategies. Furthermore, the GEC has been accused of funding organizations that engage in the suppression of dissenting voices. One such organization is the Global Disinformation Index, which has faced criticism for its alleged bias against conservative media outlets. The GDI, which receives funding from the GEC, produces rankings of media outlets based on their perceived trustworthiness. These rankings, Schmitt argues, are used by big tech companies to justify the suppression of content from outlets deemed untrustworthy. The GEC's activities, Schmitt argues, represent a clear and present danger to free speech. By funding and collaborating with organizations like the GDI, the GEC is effectively outsourcing censorship to private entities, thereby circumventing constitutional protections. The implications of Senator Schmitt's claims are far-reaching and deeply concerning. If true, they suggest a systematic effort to undermine free speech and control public discourse in the United States. Such an effort, if left unchecked, could have devastating consequences for American democracy. The First Amendment guarantees the right to freedom of speech and of the press for a reason. It recognizes that a free and open exchange of ideas is essential for a healthy democracy. When the government or any powerful entity is allowed to dictate what can and cannot be said, it creates a chilling effect that stifles dissent and undermines the very foundations of a free society. The potential repercussions of this alleged censorship machine extend beyond the silencing of individual voices. It can lead to the suppression of vital information, distort public perception, and create an environment of fear and self-censorship. In such an environment, critical thinking and open debate become impossible, leaving citizens vulnerable to manipulation and propaganda.